Good morning, students. Dear students, welcome to civics class. Students, our chapter is the Union Legislature. In the previous video, we have done about the different levels and the organs of the government. So, today our topic is division of legislative powers, means how the powers are divided among the different levels of the government so that there is not any conflict or overlapping of function over even any single organ or the level of the government. So the students, after studying this video, you will be able to describe the division of legislative power between the union government and state government of India. Means what are the functions which are done by the union government and which are done by the state government at the state level. Our chapter number 18, the Union Legislature, class 8. Students, already I know you know about that. There are very good 3-tier system and there are 3 levels of government. These are union, state and local government. Very good, students. Yes, students. Now it's a new agenda that what are the functions of the union government. So students, the union government perform 97 functions in our country and all these functions are mentioned in the union list. These are so many means 97. For example, currency, banking, right? Instead of that, foreign affairs, war and peace, railway, post office, foreign exchange, etc. Only the parliament can make laws on them. Only the parliament has the exclusive power, not the state government. Why? Because these are the subjects of the union government which are mentioned in the union list. Due to that, only the union government can make laws on them. They all have the national importance. Clear, students? Now, I hope you are able to understand and able to describe the union list, that how many subjects are there, who can make laws on them and which are these subjects, right? That is our goal of today topic. Next, student, state government. State government means what are the functions which can be done by the state government. These are 66 subjects. For example, forest, police, public health, local government, sanitation, agriculture, forest, etc. Students, now your question is, who can make laws on the state government? If the national government can make laws on the union list, then same like that, the state government can make laws on the subject which have the importance of state, right? Only the state legislature has exclusive power to make laws on this subject. But in certain circumstances, the parliament can also make laws on subject mentioned in the state list. Students, I hope so that now you are also able to describe the state list, that how many subjects are there, who can make laws on them and why they can make laws, right? Again we will revise. In the union list there are 97 subjects like foreign affairs, defense, railway, post office, and the union parliament can make laws on them. In the state list there are 66 subjects and the state government can make laws on them, and these are local government, public health, sanitation, agriculture, etc. But in circumstances, certain circumstances, the parliament can also make laws on them. Next list is, students, the concurrent list. It is the third list. Concurrent list means milli-juli list. Milli-juli list means where they both can make laws. And there are total 52 subjects like marriage, divorce, labor welfare, transfer of property other than agriculture land, adulteration of foodstuff, drugs and medicines, labor welfare, etc. Okay, but a concurrent list. If there is any doubt in your mind, concurrent list means the local government can make laws on them. No. The answer is the parliament as well as the state government both can make laws on these subjects. But if there will be any conflict, okay? Suppose in your family there is a conflict among your grandparents and your parents. Then whose decision is final? Yes. Very good. The answer is the decision of your grandparents. Why? Because they have more experience about their life. Due to that, the national government, parliament can make laws on the subject mentioned in the concurrent list. Student, with this you will come to know that the parliament can make laws on subject mentioned in the union list, and it can also make laws on the subject mentioned in the concurrent list when there is a conflict, and it can also make laws on the subject in certain circumstances mentioned in the state list. It means the national government has more power as compared to the state government to fulfill the national goals. Student, next list is residuary list. Residuary list means that list in which those subjects are mentioned which are not included in the above three lists. But after freedom, there are some subjects, those who are not mentioned earlier in any of the above list. Due to that, now there are some subjects which are new and they are included in the residuary list. They don't have any number, but their example is computer, software, hardware, e-commerce, information technology. Only parliament can make laws on these subjects. Why they are mentioned in the residuary list? Because they all are new subject. When we got freedom, they were not at that time present. According to the time, they are in our life, in our society, and we mentioned that subject in our new list, that is the residuary subject list. So students, there are total 4 lists, and the residuary list deals with mostly with the subjects which are dealing with the computer system. Students, now it is your revision time. There are some subjects. Now you will please tell me which subject is in which list. Look at this. That is the currency. You know that the currency is the subject of which list? Very good. The answer is the state list. The answer is the union list. Why? Because the currency is same in all the states of India. Due to that, it is the subject of the union list. Right? Next, student, the public health. The public health. Right? It is the subject of the state list. Why? Because state can give more importance to the public health. They can easily maintain the public health like dispensaries, hospitals. Due to that, it is the subjects of the state list. The next one is the railway system. The railway system is the subject of, very good, union list. Good. Next, student, the marriage, divorce, adulteration of foodstuff, property. These all are the subjects of concurrent list. Well done. Meta, now the next one is very easy. This computer system, e-commerce, hardware, software, information technology. These all are the subjects of residuary list. Next is students, agriculture and forest. These both are the subjects of, yes, state list. Very good. These both are the subjects of state list. Students, now you are able, right, to division the legislative powers among the four lists: union, state, concurrent and residuary. You know how many subjects are there? 97, 66 and 52. Which are the subjects in which list? Who has the power to make laws on which list? This part will become in your exam in 1, 3 and 5 marks. In 1 mark, the question is like that: mention two subjects of union list. Who can make laws on the subject mentioned in the state list, right? And in 3 marks, their question will be: what is the difference between the state and concurrent list, between the concurrent and the residuary list? Okay. In the 5 marks, there is a full flash question of explain the legislative division of power among the union and the state government. Okay. Now thank you students. Take care. Be safe. God bless you students.